all right. We have our next to last speaker on this wonderful business track here. This individual is a mainstay in the Magento space. Mr. Idrees Butt is a visionary and serial entrepreneur with a deep software engineering background, has reshaped e-commerce development globally, aiding agencies and merchants in scaling operations, and also bringing some of that wonderful Pakistani drip with these eclectic waistcoats. Please give it up for Mr. Idrees Butt.
Hello, everyone. Okay. Let me see how it goes, okay? Okay, I guess this is the one. So my name is Idrees, and I'm the founder and CEO of a company called RLT Square. We are based out of Pakistan and have an office in the UK. We make Magento development and maintenance cost-effective for merchants. We provide white label development, staff augmentation services to other agencies. And we are very excited about AI, and we are trying to do some cool stuff that I will be sharing with you. Hopefully, you will like it. So that's our title, Unlocking Operational Potential in E-commerce with AI. So we'll have 4 stops today. The first one is I'll dig deeper a little bit on AI front, how I look at it, and how everybody, in my view, should look at it so that we understand and we don't get lost in the maze of like what is possible, what is not possible. And so if we look at it from the angle that I'll present, I think it will give us much more ideas, many more ideas to actually start innovating on this front. And then we'll take that understanding to e-commerce and especially back-end operations. And after that, we'll have a very short, quick demo. And that's it, then we'll stop. So I'll start with some background, and just to put things in a bit context, we have ChatGPT, right? So all of us have used it, everybody on the planet, if not at least in the tech industry and tech, we get it, right? We use it, we love it. And so just to understand it, the power of it and how it actually spread it, it took telephones 75 years to get to a 100 million, user base. And it took cars 62 years to get to 100 million users. But for ChatGPT, it took just 2 months to get to 100 million. And they were adding 1.6 million users on average every day, much more daily user base average than TikTok, WhatsApp, all other platforms that are pretty famous. Okay, what does that mean? To understand the impact of that, let's go back in history. And many years ago, or many centuries ago, we had invention of printing press. And before that, the reading and writing skill set was restricted to scholars or learned people, and they would read out to the general public from the books. And so the knowledge spread was really limited. When this thing was invented, then almost everybody got access to books. It was easier to print them out, and so reading and writing became democratized. Like everybody had access to it, and then we can see how things went from there. From our in this context, I believe that we are seeing the democratization for the first time of programming. Like so, since the start of computer science and computers, only programmers had the power and control to talk to computers and give them instructions and get things done, through their languages. And so, but now, when ChatGPT is there and we have LLMs and whatnot, we are seeing the democratization of programming using natural language. That's one thing that we need to keep in mind today. So that's the angle. So the real revolution is happening because now you are able to talk in your own language and give instructions to the computers, get things done, right? So that part is covered. And the impact we have seen, like especially this blue areas, like the writing, when you want something out of computers, because they have been trained on huge internet data, right? So when it is a writing assignment, it can do magic for you. I'll show you a little demo. And then customer support, education, all these areas have already been impacted. Then, we know that the picture generation, images, video generation are catching up very fast, right? The technology is evolving, and then you will be able to do much more with your language instructions to get a lot of things from the computers. So for example, I asked ChatGPT to explain to me Meet Magento in William Shakespeare's tone, right? So here's the poetry. In fair New York, where commerce blooms so bright, Meet Magento gathers minds of might, where code and craft in harmony do blend, a noble quest for commerce without end. Marcia, the steward of this grand affair, guides us all with wisdom, grace beyond compare. I could have not written it. Probably none of us could probably write something like this. And now it's just a matter of one message, and we have poetry. So that's the power of what we are witnessing. Not just that, we've seen that the educational space has been impacted. Like you can actually now have a personal tutor. Everybody can literally pinpoint that this part of this question or problem I'm not getting. Explain to me, and it will explain to you exactly where you're stuck. So that has been changed, right? And you're talking to a super duper PhD in education or whatever in your own language to try to teach you, right? And then we have systems that are built, now they are building the conversational interfaces so that you can interact with it in your own language, just describe what you want, and it will try to do that for you. So in my view, the second part I want you to, the first one was the democratization of programming. The second one is that, we are going through a similar transition where many decades ago we had command prompts, and when we had graphical user interfaces, suddenly the outlook of the interface changed. Now we had mouse, and we can click, and we can visually see where we are, where we want to be. And so while the capabilities of the backend did not change when we had but the interaction improved a lot. So what I'm trying to get to is that we are going through a same transition where now our capabilities are evolving on its own pace, but the outside view, the interaction with it, has really become different. And we have to adopt that to improve. We have to start thinking in terms of how we can bring conversational interfaces to our existing systems and make the experience really good, right? So that's the thing that I want to keep in mind. And now we will jump into the e-commerce space. So conversational interfaces in e-commerce. So what we can do with it. So before I get into some of the ideas, I believe that most of our systems or attention is diverted like this. So we build our front end, and we have so much more focus on what's going on, and but we keep our legs like back-end operations like that, where the entire system is based. And e-commerce is as much about the online transaction as it is about fulfillment. And you have to put the things in the hand of customer. Until then, the transaction is half complete, right? So with that, we have a lot of limitations in the back end, and that's why we are focusing we're starting with the back end side of things, because I believe that my view is that a lot of attention is being given there. So we are starting with that front. So we have the bloated Magento backend. It has been like that forever. You still have to view those grids. You have to go through the complexities. You have to train your staff. And sometimes they do something wrong, and it's every now and then you're talking to your agency to tell them what have they done wrong, and here and there. Then we have there is no proactive reporting. It's not intelligent enough. It's like a dumb system where you have to really ask it to do certain things for you, and then so on, right? There's a lot of other things. So if you look at in terms of conversational interfaces, so what comes to your mind? So maybe you can talk to your system to do an advanced search for you. You can talk to your system to get personalized sales assistance, right? You can ask general inquiries about your website, your shops, where they're located. And then there's a lot of other things that you can do. For example, you can ask it to do catalog management for you. You can create products. You can just tell it to do this and that, stock updates, reports, and a lot of these things you can do through the conversations, right? Most of these areas are back-end related. So in my view, there is more opportunity in the back end when you think in terms of conversations than in the front end, right? I mean, people like front end because it talks about getting more orders and customers, and so everybody gets focused there. So we are trying to find that empty area and start entering from there. Then we have graphical insights, automations, data entry, all these tasks. I mean, there's a big list of things that you can do in the back end. And I would like to, if I do it correctly, yeah. So this thing over there is very interesting. When you are thinking in terms of conversational interfaces, then your input field is any chat window that you're used to. You don't have to really log into a place to actually be able to give input. If you want to play with your system on WhatsApp, you can do that. Like you have a messenger that can be connected, and so emails, you can instruct with it. We have those printers where you can email it and it gets the printout for you. So you have an email address, you send your instruction there. So the touch points, you can do your health checks in your system, like integration testing and whatnot. A lot of things can happen there. So with that, let's take a look at let's take a look at a video, and that actually will give you an idea of what we are talking about here. So here is this experience. So we have a chat window in the back end, and this person is telling, let me use this. So I want total sales for Independence Day. So in Pakistan, the Independence Day is 14th of August. It automatically fetches that information, and it gives you, the total sale is 60,000 rupees. That's a dummy number, much more sales than that. Then we have got another query. I want to know what this guy, Sayyid Ali, did today. Like the log, like the activity. You want to take the performance of your team, and it tells you that it processed 50 orders, 30 orders was shipped, 100 new products. So can you imagine the kind of visibility you're getting and power you're getting to that? Then, some catalog management. I want to add some category, right? As simple as telling it to do it, and it is talking to you and ask you, okay, tell me about the name and the parent category. So you go about the, you can read it. Silence. Okay. So we kept it slow so that we can follow along. So so done, and then you will see. I'll just point to it. Right here is shoes in the end, and if you refresh it, the jackets category is created for you. Now this is very interesting. Send the bestseller report to an email address. So get it from the system and then send it to somebody else, and it can just do that for you with one simple message. The product report of 2024, to this email address. Yeah? And I assume that you guys can all imagine what else can be done, right? These are some of the use cases that we have demonstrated here. And then you will see the email has been received. Now let's switch to WhatsApp, right? And now you're on WhatsApp, and this is all fake. I'm sitting with the CEO. I mean, nobody does that, but you can even chat with the system. I need your help. Okay, how can I help you? Again, I need some reports. What is it? It's same total sales report on Independence Day, the same query through the WhatsApp, and it gives you the number right there. Then multilingual by default. It's in Urdu. Give me the total count of the that day order count. It's 19, and it's if somebody understands Malaysian language, this is in Malaysian language, and basically the same query there. Yeah. So I mean, imagine the top management. Usually the CEOs, and if they want to know something very quickly, they want to understand, play with the data, play with the numbers. Right now, they have to talk to somebody, go back to the system, log into it, and then get me the data. And there's a lot of inefficiencies there, a lot of value chain, people need to talk, and interdependencies there. So we believe that with this kind of a system, things will be quicker, right? Like this. Things will be correct, there will be less errors, error margin will be less, and productive because the interdependencies will be reduced quite a bit, right? So you can directly get things done, have the access, talk to it, whatever you want to get out of it, whatever you want it to do for you, you can just directly go through the same straightforward route, right? So 60% efficiency we have calculated based upon different numbers. It can vary for different people, different companies. But based on how many people you employ to do certain things, depending on the size of the merchants, we believe that it becomes super fast, that you can save that time and cost to route it somewhere else. More possibilities in the future. We have 3 areas I've listed here. Of course, first one is, go back. Okay. Automation. A lot of the things can be automated, right? We don't have to do things that we repeat every day. So we can just do that, and then with simple instruction, or maybe in the future with like sort of intelligently guessing things and training it well enough to do things when it is needed, so you don't have to even tell. I like this concept of hybrid interface, which is, so I like to give an example of, like, let's say you're building your CV, and you have no visualization of it. So you are just talking to the computer, say, I studied from this place and that place, this is where my experience is, but still you don't know how much it has understood, how much it has been built. So imagine if there was a CV preview at the in the back end, and so you can actually see where things are going, and then your input is still your natural language, but you can see the graphical user interface playing along with you, so that you can see where you are and how far you have gone. So we believe that some sort of hybrid interface, kind of direction will be super cool, when you will be chatting with it like in your own language, but it will tell you what next to do where you are. Let's say you are creating a category and you have so many fields. It can tell you, these many fields you have to enter. These are the mandatory fields, but still you're interacting very fast and you're typing, and this will become super cool. And then, another area of thought is that, let's say if you have built one app for all your backend through which everybody coordinates and talk to each other, then you can implement some sort of like bots or assistants for almost everybody who's part of your team. So they are talking to each other. Let's say I need some information from this person, and that person is busy somewhere. The system will automatically respond because its system knows what is going on, right? So, so that's the work we are trying to do, and I believe that it will save a lot of time. We have to watch this space. It's changing every day. But the starting point has to be, in my view, the conversational thinking, right? So you have to look at your system, whatever capabilities you have, and knowing that it's the time when programming is democratized. It's time when the interfaces are changing. If you think in these terms, you can put your foot in the door. And then from there, once you are in it, you can start seeing things differently, and then you will take benefit advantage of advancements of AI. So that's my entire, like the framework in which I am trying to present this. Yeah, so pretty much it's, thank you very much. Yes, sir.
So is this built as a framework, as an extension? How does it train on like different customized Magento stores, et cetera?
Yeah, so we are right now we are working with Magento only, but it can be extended. We are thinking of eventually taking it to other platforms as well. Eventually, it will be an extension, right, that connects with the system, and then of course we have our backend engine to actually respond to your prompts and make sure that your responses are accurate and as expected.
My question was more like, what if I have a customization agenda? So, for example, with the categories, maybe they have a customization category. Would it break at this time? Would it still create a category?
I see.
I mean, there's probably more complex stuff.
I see. So it's basically, we are working in phases, right? So the first phase is, let's say, whatever capabilities it exposes to you, like in terms of APIs. So you can actually get things done through that. In the second phase, we want to enhance it to actually add more capabilities there, right? So that you can get more information out of the basic understanding of how Magento works, right? So it can even sense customization, or something is different here. These columns are different, and they are doing this way. The third one is where we actually train the entire system so well that actually you don't need to sort of depend on what has been done. You actually can make new things, and you can go as you go, right? So you get a lot of things in front of you, readily available, right? So that's how we'll go about it. And any other questions? I went faster than I thought, but let's talk. Yeah, just Ben. Oh, so we are going very fast. Like I said, the year is like a century now. Like things are changing very quickly. So we are hoping to have the first version out like in 3 months or so. And I think this is the time as we speak. Like it's just that people are working on it, and whoever gets it right, whoever gets it better and first early, will get the max advantage out of these capabilities. But yeah, in 1 year, if we go with our own pace and what we are trying to do, we should be integrated with most of the e-commerce platforms. And why just e-commerce? Like we can go into retail, we can go other ERPs, and so this mindset is going to be easily replicated elsewhere in accounting systems and whatnot. Yeah, a quick poll: how many people are impressed? Is it good? Oh, thank you very much. That's like, I've flown like from Pakistan, and it's like a 16 hours flight to present you guys this thing. So it's really motivating to actually see what you guys think of like what we're trying to do. Okay? Yes, please. So the reason we are taking a lot of time to release it, I mean, you can already see that things are working and we are getting information out and all that stuff. But the reason we are waiting is basically we have to test it so much, and you make sure that it doesn't open up things for like getting credit card information and out, or like all sort of stuff, right? So until we are sure about how the security aspect will work, we cannot really go. This is the biggest challenge. I think building it less challenging than making sure that you're guarded, and you're only focusing on the capabilities and not being hit by it. Like the power of AI. So yeah. Yeah, you can do anything with it. Like you can just the sky is the limit there. Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions? All right. I can hear you. So outfit. Yeah, it's a waistcoat that I bought for just for this talk. I hope you guys like it. Yeah, this is good, right? Thank you. Magenta color. Yes, that's right. Hint magenta. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much.